good to see you again. We got a new game. I don't know if you can hear me or not. If whoever is watching, please let me know if you can. Okay, so today, as you can see, we have a new game. We're playing Planet Coaster. So we are playing Planet Coaster Console Edition. I am about a month late in uploading any gameplay of this, but we are just going to start from new. Let's go to the desert. Let's go to the desert. We're just gonna do sandbox. We're just gonna build a coaster. We're just gonna build a coaster. Now I played this game for about a month. It's been a month since it's been released. The release date of the game was November 10th, 2020, and I've been playing the game ever since. So we are just going to jump on in, and here we go. And we have a lot of space to work with. First, we are going to close the park because, well, this is not really a park. We are just building we're building some rides. So as you can see, we have a bunch of rides here. From standard steel coasters to wooden and hybrid coasters, launched, suspended, you get the idea. So we're gonna try to build, because over the past month I've noticed that there are some bugs in this game, and there's one noticeably bad one, which I don't know if it has something to do with my console, depending on how old it is, because this is an older version of the PS4, so I don't know if this will have something to do with it, but I will show you when it becomes available. But the coaster we're building right now is called the SLV, and we are just going to build it and see what happens. Actually, you know, I want to make the station a little bit higher off of the ground. So as you can see in this game, this is like a building construction game, and this is a game which is based off of the game Roller Coaster Tycoon, made by the same company that made Roller Coaster Tycoon, Frontier Communications. Frontier. And this is basically just a roller coaster. This is a souped up version of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I feel like to get the ball rolling, I want to have like a little mini drop from the station and make a tiny course. No, maybe not a corkscrew. How about a heart light roll? Let's do that. There we go. Okay, and then I think we're going to bank it. So when I started playing this game about a month ago, this completely blew my mind, and it completely blew away my expectations. Because, like I said, this game is very similar to Planet Coaster, or not Planet Coaster, Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I had played on my iPad for a very long time, but then once I found out that Planet Coaster is coming to console, I could not have been more excited to try it out. So I pre-ordered the deluxe version of the game. So this is the deluxe version of the game. I pre-ordered it off of the PlayStation Store. We're gonna build it. We're not gonna build it too tall. We want to see 114-foot tall coaster. We're gonna make it a 67.5-degree drop. Okay, and then I want to build a loop. Let me do it. Oh wow, okay. Okay. So that's weird. Okay, so we're gonna build, how about just this type of loop, a clothoid loop, which is, if you're a big coaster nerd like I am, then this is kind of like a very intense loop. Before I go even ever further, I want to see how the ride looks, and just take a look at this. This looks so realistic, it's not even funny. And then we'll just do that. Just want to see. Past the loop, that's good. Okay, so what do I want to add next? We already have two inversions off the bat. So I think next I want to add an overbank turn. Now, I don't think I'm explaining this correctly. This is like a it's basically a simulation type game. Yes, I think that's the dictionary definition of what this game is. It's a simulation game. It's kind of like The Sims in a way. Kind of like The Sims, where you just building roller coasters of all shapes, sizes, and types. There are many different types of roller coasters. This is one of them. Okay, 33.5 degrees. Okay. And you can build to your heart's extent. Build the coaster of your dreams. Okay, we're gonna do a corkscrew. Not just one, we're gonna do a double corkscrew, both 33 feet tall. Now, no, what did I just do? Fuck. Okay, we're good here. Now, I just want to see. You know, I want to make the lift hill a little bit faster. I will make the person talk, but if not, then okay. I don't think I need to make the coaster taller. I hope not. We're gonna, this is airtime here, we're gonna curve it a little bit. So now, okay. And then what other elements? I As you can see, there are a ton of different types of rolls, drops, curves. There are lots of options here. Some of them you can make taller, or bigger or smaller. Some of them you cannot. And of course, with your rolls, you also have different types of loops. Which is also pretty cool. This type of game, because you wouldn't. Well, of course, with a roller coaster game, different inversions go with different types of coasters. So here, why don't I show you another coaster type. Yes, I know I put in all this work and I'm just deleting it. Well, that's me. And also, as you can see, there are different types of blueprints for different types of coasters. Like if I were to place down like something like this. This is a coaster that's already been built, it's already ready to go. All that needs to be done is it needs to be tested. There are many blueprints of coasters just like this, and many more. But I like to build, and I've also made some custom coasters myself that I've saved. Like, for example, this coaster concept. This is a coaster called a wing coaster. And the reason why it's called a wing coaster is because there are seats on either side of the track with nothing above or below. So we're going to, I just want to test this out, you know, give a little POV. And as you can tell, these graphics are very realistic to real life. Like, if you were to see a regular POV, it would look very similar with a few subtle differences, but otherwise, I don't think you can tell. Like I said, this is a completely custom layout. Sandbox, which is a nice sandbox. But custom layout that I did. So this is a coaster that I built myself. That was just an example. But there are others here that were made by the company that made the game. And there are also some coasters that were custom designed from real life parks. Like, for example, this coaster called Copperhead Strike. This is a coaster that actually exists at a park called Carowinds in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've seen POVs. My friend Avery actually went on this ride, and I don't remember exactly what his review was, but I think he said positive things about it. And there's also, if we go over here, the ever popular and ever famous Steel Vengeance from Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. So those two coasters were added to the game. Well, I mean, they were added to the game before it became available for console, but I would imagine that they've been on the game for a very long time, I think. Steel Vengeance came out in 2018. Copperhead Strike came out in 2019. And nothing good has happened in the year of 2020. Okay, so we're gonna do another type of coaster, and this one I'll actually complete this time. Let's do a vector coaster. Now, what's special about this one is you can have a chain lift and an LSM launch, which is a linear synchronous motor launch. So we're going to add both today. A chain lift and a launch. So let's see. Let's do the lift first. Make the lift first. We're not going to make it too tall. No, I think this will be okay. 124 feet. No worries here. Let's make it a vertical drop. You know what? Let's make it a little taller so the drop doesn't look too wonky. There we go. 153 feet. Which is actually a good height, because I think that's also what I was thinking about. Okay. So 100, so it's not completely down to the ground, so it's 146 foot drop. Okay. And here's the bug. Here's the bug. Now, this has been a problem for me. This bug. Like, whenever I would try to add a loop to a coaster, like, it could be any type of coaster. The last one I was just lucky that it didn't happen. But, like, I'll show you again. I could just be searching through the loop library. If I go, click down, and boom, nothing happens. Pressing on my D-pad, pressing any of the buttons does absolutely nothing. I don't know who to contact, like if I wanted to report a problem, but we're going to just move forward because there are plenty of other types of inversions that we can add other than a vertical loop. So we're not going to worry about that at the moment. But let's see. Maybe how about an overbank start? Because I think what I want to do is make this airtime based ride, but also add a couple of inversions to it. When I say airtime based, I meant like an airtime filled ride with some inversion. Now obviously a loop in this situation, like a regular loop, is not going to work. Like I said, and like I just demonstrated, the crash that it has, so we're not going to worry about loops. Wow, that's something, isn't it? And like I just demonstrated, it's not just for loops either. It can be, doesn't matter what coaster, the crash can work for any type of coaster that I've tried. Let's do a butterfly. Now, the butterfly is actually a unique one because this is actually an inversion type that only exists on 2 real-life rides. Goutalix at Parc Asterisk in France. Fact check me on that, I'm not sure. And then Blue Hawk at Six Flags Over Georgia. Yeah, I know my coasters. So you know, bite me. Let's curve this one a little bit. And then let's add another more gentle airtime hill, and an ejector hill. Now, like I said, I wanted to add a launch to the ride, but I think we're gonna wait for the ride to slow down a little bit before adding a launch. In fact, most of the rides that I have built are more low to the ground. Let's see how... Okay, that's 56.5. Let's see about doing something like that. Okay, so let's test what we've got so far. Once again, I think I'm going to change the speed of the lift hill. Right now it's only going at 2 meters per second. Actually, you know what? Can I change? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, so now it's going at 4 meters per second. You go onto the ride camera, and then, as you can see to the right of your screen, the live stats that are going on. So I'm gonna hide them just to see how the ride will go. Didn't work. Did not work. Okay, so I think we're not even gonna go for like super high airtime hill. We're just gonna keep it low to the ground, but maybe make them a little bit more intense, maybe. And then here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull. Another set in an airtime hill. How about a hammerhead turn? Now they consider this to be an inversion, but it just seems like another overbank turn. It doesn't seem like it goes upside down at all. Doesn't seem like it goes upside down at all. So I would consider that an overbank turn. And then we have another airtime hill like that. How about we bank it a little bit? 56 and a quarter. Actually, you know what? Let's shorten this track a little bit. Oh, actually, it didn't. It made it. It made it. Okay, so we can definitely see that it's going super, super slow. So luckily, we can add a launch. Now, this has to be another bug, because my settings have this at miles per hour and measured in feet. But that is obviously not the case, as everything is being shown in meters per second and in meters. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay, so 34 meters per second. So I have to do my conversion over here, because that's what I did last time. Conversion. Just type for speed. We're gonna do meters per second. We're up here. Then it'll be miles per hour. Okay, so 34 meters per second would go up to 76 miles per hour. Okay, 76 miles per hour. We're not going to go that fast. How about 28? Okay, 28 meters per second. That's 62 miles an hour. So to get up to that speed, it depends on the amount of launch track you have. So I think that should be enough. I think that should be more than enough, actually. And we're going to go ahead and build that hammerhead curve that we were going to build. And as you can see, just fine. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to make another airtime hill, but make it cross over this. Or actually, you know what? This might be actually a good idea. No. Oh, it doesn't work. Maybe not. I had it at 40. Okay, let's do. Nope, that doesn't work. It's like everything else in my life doesn't work. And then. Oh, that works just fine. Okay. Okay. And then let's add another inversion. So we have our inversion count, excluding the hammerhead, because I don't consider that an inversion at all. It's an overbanked turn. Fight me in the comments, but I'm going to try. No, can't build a loop. Okay, so this ride will not allow me to build a loop. So we're just going to keep trucking along the inversions that are currently available to me. And the inversions that I want to add is maybe not here, but a Cobra roll. And what's annoying about this bug is that each time, like, I figured out how to get out of it. Just press the touch pad on the center of your controller, and then go to the rides menu, select the ride that you're currently editing, and it'll go back to where it was. Let's add a corkscrew. We're gonna add a corkscrew. So our inversion count, if you exclude the hammerhead curve, because it's not an inversion, we have the butterfly, we have a heartline roll, and we have a corkscrew. Like I said, this ride is basically based solely on airtime. What other? Well, here's a type of loop that I could add. A non-inverting loop. Oh, I could add a non-inverting loop. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, and then let's just see. I might strengthen the launch a little bit. Strengthen the launch a little bit just to make sure it goes through that non-inverting loop. Let's see what happens. So this is the ride as it currently is so far. So 153 feet is the max height. Okay. Yeah, it lost a lot of speed up there at the top. So I think I might have to strengthen the wand, but I don't think I have to strengthen it by much. Maybe 30 meters per second. So doing the math. Give me 1 second. 30 meters per second. I think if 28 was 62 miles an hour, then 30 meters per second is 67. Okay. One more. 31 meters per second. So I think that should be around 70 miles per hour with a 9 meters per second squared acceleration rate. Okay. Now I'm not going to watch it from point of view standpoint. And then we're going to add a banana roll. A banana roll is a type of inversion that at these 2 points right here, like not at the tippy top, but it inverts, then doesn't invert, and then inverts again. So it's kind of like a cobra roll, but if you look at it from like this side, you can tell that it looks like a banana. Okay. And then I think that's it. Hopefully it'll make it through the banana roll. Then we should be good. Made it through the banana roll. And finally, we're going to add our magnetic brakes. Now, I know that adding the brakes at the end of the drop of the banana roll might be a little bit like pushing it, but I mean, leave me alone. I'm just trying to have a good time here. Okay, the ride is complete, and obviously it's in the form of a big T. So first, stop the test. I want to see, after that first drop, what the top speed is at the bottom of the crest. Now, I didn't add a pre-lift section. That's because I didn't think I needed to. And hopefully, this has also been a problem that the ride, if I were to add it to like a big Planet Coaster park, if I were to build a Planet Coaster park, which I have done, that it will that I can add this ride so it won't be, and hopefully it won't be too intense. Right, the top speed at the bottom of the crest is 65 miles per hour. You can see as the ride progresses how quickly the ride speed can diminish. I think it has lap bars, I think. It has over the shoulder. I don't know. Be a little too strong. Might be a little too strong. Because the train barely has anything to get back to the station. No. Nothing. Stop the test. I think what I can do that now start the test, and I'll take. Okay, it is a lap bar. I knew it. Okay, it is a lap bar. So let's go through the entire ride. Now, from what I understand, the track design, it looks like it could be a Mack Rides multi. Has a lift and a launch. Okay, that's actually not that bad, actually, for stats. That's actually not bad. I think there are some spots where it could be a little smoother, like, I think maybe at this spot right over here. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can actually smooth it out. Smooth it out. I think this spot and then another spot, I think. Another thing about it is you can... Okay, so smooth out that spot. So I think that this spot right over here is a problem. Let's take a look at that, actually. Stop the test, restart it. Actually, no, don't start it. Let's see. How about over here? Because this could exert a lot of forces. Okay. From turning in one direction and then going back the other direction without banking. Which, I wonder if you could actually bank this spot. Like, kind of like a wave turn. try that. Actually, no, go back. Go back. Okay. Let's try that. And then we'll take a look at the results. What I also want to see is the G-force. Just to make sure that this ride doesn't exert a crazy amount of G's with the heat map. Now, obviously, with anything, you don't want it to exert a certain amount of G's. Okay, that spot right there, that little tiny airtime. That exerted negative launch up into the hammerhead turn. Okay, that didn't. That's good. Okay. And hopefully not the banana roll. Okay. Okay. So yes, our G-force, and I know exactly where it is. The corkscrew. The corkscrew exerted the most force. So I don't know what to do in this situation. What about another double inversion? A C circuit. No, I don't think so. There are plenty of double inversions, but I think let's just go on. Now I want to see the heat map for the speed. So we don't need to see this part, so let's speed it up. Okay. Okay, so these are the results of the test. Let's turn the heat maps off. We don't need them anymore. Okay, and this is the coaster that we built. So let's take a look at some stats further in detail. So the coaster lasts a minute and a half long, which is pretty good. 4,645 meters long. That is actually surprising to me how long it is. But then again, looking at it from an aerial standpoint, yeah, you can tell that it's not a short launch coaster, or short at all. The biggest drop, 41 feet. That's definitely not true. Now, I want to see 9 inversions. It says it has 9 inversions. Okay. Well, the banana roll, I guess that's 2. So let's see. We have 2 here, 1 here. I'm not. That doesn't invert. It's just an overbanked turn. So then 5, 6. 5, 6. This doesn't invert. So I don't count that. So I count 6. 6 inversions. So yeah, a 6 inversion ride, which is actually pretty good for the amount of track it has. Top speed of 70 miles per hour, that's reached with the launch, I think. Yes. Airtime count 7, and the total airtime that this ride has is 4 seconds of airtime. So a ride that's focused with airtime only has 4 seconds, and it has 7 airtime moments. Okay. Well, this is what we got. I think I might consider this for an upcoming park that I might build. Although if I were to build it for a park, I'd have to build a bigger station, because obviously this one fits 1 train, and yeah, so let's save this. Save it. Brand new creation. What's a good... Now, this is a toughie. The name. Well, I mean, doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna call it Looping Coaster. Sorry about that. I sneezed and I didn't want you to hear it. So I'm gonna call it Looping. A very creative name, to say the least. And this... Really, this is just for me. This is a looping coaster. This is a looping coaster. So this is just for me. This is my ride. So now I've saved it, which means we can press the triangle button. Let's build another coaster. So now we're gonna build another type of coaster. What to build? What to build? Let's build. The Zenith. The Zenith. Now, the Zenith, the blueprint that is built for this ride, this is like an Intamin accelerator coaster. Not only that, but with the blueprint that it does have, if I can find it, the blueprint looks like this. And this is basically Kingda Ka, except it's a little bit taller and a little bit faster, and it's going in a different direction. It's basically Kingda Ka and Top Thrill Dragster. But actually, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna build a different type of coaster. What's a coaster that I haven't tried to build yet? That seems like really tough to get right. I got it. The Test Pilot. Now, this coaster is reminiscent of X2, Six Flags Magic Mountain, and that it is a fourth dimension roller coaster. What that means is if you've never been to Six Flags New England, you haven't ridden the Joker Free Fly coaster, where the seats freely spin on the track. With this ride, it's a completely different story. This is a complicated history. The story of X2 is very, very complicated. It's a very complicated ride. And what I've been told, and from the videos that I've watched, that this coaster model is very, very difficult to get right. Oh, and I didn't even realize this for every... Oh! That makes a lot of sense. See, I told you, this is going to be a very difficult coaster to build, not just for the sole purpose of getting it right, but the fact that you have to get every single little detail. Like, if I wanted the seats to spin, like, there's a section up here where you'd have to, like right here at the bottom, you have to, if you wanted the seats to spin every single time, you'd have to turn that switch to on. Now, I'm gonna try this in a different video. I'm not gonna take the time to build this because I don't have time. I don't have time to work with. Okay. We're gonna build something a little bit different. If it'll let me build it, if the bug isn't a real douchebag. We're gonna build an inverted coaster. We're gonna try to build an inverted coaster, which, this one, the Rival. Now, this is reminiscent of the B&M inverted coaster. If you've ever been to Six Flags Great Adventure, Batman the Ride. Now, we're not going to make this too tall, 100 feet. Let's see, let's turn it 45 degrees. Let's see if we can build a loop. Now this is another coaster where that bug. Yep. Cool. God, if anybody knows where to report a problem for this game, please let me know, because I'm definitely going to report a problem. Report a bug, because this has been bothering me for the past month that I've played this. Okay, we're gonna do a stand-up. B&M stand-up, the closest B&M stand-up would be Green Lantern, Six Flags Great Adventure. I am very coaster knowledgeable. Like, I know a lot about coasters and where they're located and what the ride experience is like, or could be like. Like, I have not ridden a lot of coasters, but I know enough about them. Well, I shouldn't say that. I feel like I know a lot about them. Yep, this is another one where the bug is being a bitch. Okay, well, that's wonderful. Here, I'm gonna build a coaster that I know won't glitch out on me, and that's Malice Unchained, which is an RMC. Actually, no, there's another coaster that I want to try, which is this, the Basilisk, which is a larger version of the RMC Raptor, the RMC T-Rex. Now, before, this coaster never gave me problems. You never know. Games can change, and you don't even realize it. Try to add a loop. Nope. Yeah, somebody watching this, please report this to Frontier. Or if you've had this problem, let me know. Because if it's just me, then that'll be surprising. Anyway, Malice Unchained RMC. The nearest one to me happens to be my number 2 favorite coaster of all time, Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags Great Adventure. It's my number 2, with my number 1 ATM being the Incredible Hulk at Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida. Universal Orlando, I should say. Universal Orlando Resort, Universal Islands of Adventure. Rode that coaster 10 times in a row. Rode that coaster 10 times in a row. Now I know what you're thinking. How are you able to get that? Well, I had an express. I'm not special. I have an express. No, the track is too low. Okay. How about we just start it from right here? Let's do that. 104 feet tall. Okay, now the max vertical angle of this coaster is 85 degrees, I should say. I'm going to make another live stream of this. If you are watching this, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.